What's up, guys? So I will be doing something on this video that I cannot remember the last time I actually used this feature. All I know is that once I hit level 100, I have not touched it at all. And I have a ton of silver laying around. So in today's video, I'm going to see how far almost 8 billion silver will take me from level 100 Reiatsu. I just remember I hit level 80 to get the black Reiatsu, and I guess after that I was like, I want to get into triple digits and just stop there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how much silver it takes. I know it's very expensive at this point. I really don't know how much, like how many levels I'll gain. It's the highest Reiatsu level I've seen was mages with like 150 at least. He might be more than that now, but Reiatsu is gonna go up to 159 as your main character level is. So I doubt I could get anywhere near that, but later in the video we'll be doing that. Also, one thing I have been working on in the game is doing all these tasks. You know, I've never did plot quests at all. I was so far behind. I was at like level 100 and like 110 maybe. And I haven't done plot quests since then. I have been trying to finish up my tasks. I took advantage of UBP not to even get anywhere near TSI, but just to use my vitality on this so I can get rid of the sidebar. So from doing what I did with my vitality, I'm rank 15 with 5,000 crystals. A lot of people are getting TSI. I have seen so many people in my CSB with him now. If you want crystals, you're gonna have to buy these packs now, which take gold only. Its coupons will not work for this, so unfortunately. But TSI still very good Vanguard. Very offensive, really high damage. So when it comes to the soul map progress, I'm at 866,000 souls now. And when I started doing this a few days ago, I was at 620,000. So from the plot instance quests and plot points I haven't done, it gave me so many souls. I also had regular instances to do, so I never did like the 130 instance. And I never really finished the one. I didn't do the 141 either normal or hard. And today I realized I didn't even do either. So tomorrow I will do the hard one and hope it gives me a lot more souls. But yeah, this is the last thing that will give me souls, and then I'll have to go to Ryoka. But it's kind of crazy how much souls you'll get from that. And still going for that orange name or orange quality is a long road for me. Getting this point is 640k. And the next one is 1.6 million. Way too freaking much. And that's pretty much because I remember Shu talking about this. The reason why some of the points cost so much is because in Unlimited Ninja, there would have been a skill there. But Bleach Online copied the exact system, just gave us a lot less skills, but they kept the original cost for it, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why it costs so much. They just didn't bother updating that. And after this one, it's like 1.6 mil, 1.2, almost like 1.3 mil, all of these. This is gonna be too much. It's about like 4 to 5 million souls alone, which I don't see myself getting for a very long time. I don't even think a year's worth of Ryoka would probably get this. But yeah, I was finally getting through that plot instance stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is the last one you get to, I think. I think it's at 150 is the very last point of your quests. It just feels good to be done with all that. But I will still have to keep sweeping all my vitality just to do all these subquests. There's so many subquests to do. So this week we have Ultimate Arsenal, which is okay. So we have Ultimate Arsenal. I think the events just reset yesterday, so I didn't miss that. I know I missed a couple of login days for Kaizer Town Festival. I also forgot to mention that you go ahead and get your rewards for this week from the Kaizer Town Festival and get your Spirit Stone boxes. I forgot to mention that in the last video. And the New Year's event is gone, and we're back to 100% rebate. So last event cycle was really good to recharge in. For those of you who took advantage of that. Wait, did I accidentally fucking times 10 this? No, I just used my free chance. Ooh, that would have been bad. I would have accidentally spent my gold. But yeah, I just really didn't have the need to recharge. Like, it would be a good thing to hold on to my gold for the future. But the way my Bleach account's been progressing very slowly, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep at it with the pace and not really force myself. A Hogu breakthrough. I wish upgrading Hogus wasn't so expensive, but it's about like 5 or 6K to go from a tier 12 to a tier 13, and it's the same thing from a tier 11 to a tier 12. So it's pretty expensive. I need to claim these chests. It just doesn't even give you anything worthwhile. But it's just extra stuff, whatever. So Ultimate Arsenal, make sure you claim your free fragments every day. And on the last day, a 140 accessory basically becomes almost half the price. So I think I'll I don't know if I'm going for stamina or if I'm going for something else. If anything, I'll just buy one stamina piece as well. Just to avoid the sub bonus. Mostly because I'm trying to get these off discounts. And this event comes around, I think it only comes around once a month. I wish it came around twice a month. Or maybe it does and I just don't pay attention to it. But I want to get 140 accessories as much as possible. So, I have all this mail to go through as well. So much stuff. Let me just go through this real quick. Alright, let me just go through all this. So, I have stacked up mail for pretty much an entire week. I just haven't been collecting it. I've actually been remembering to do my Conquest of Might, which I think in the next upcoming days I'll actually force myself to do. I think it's Nightmare. I want to do Nightmare for all of them, because all I've been doing was hard for every single one of these Conquest of Might. I want to do Nightmare, because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do it. It's not much more of how much power you need, but it's about dealing with the stupid requirements. So I'm hoping I could do Nightmare with ease and not spend too much time, like too many hours wasting it. And as far as Inferno goes, very few people are able to do Inferno with ease. So I don't know. I hope I can push for Nightmare and start collecting more stuff because of that. But Hogu wise, I really need that Shinji's gift box to come back. I really want to start leveling up the next agility, which I think Kokuto has. Where is he? Yeah, so this is the next thing I want to max out. Hoping that next week we see that. Zanpakuto Fortifications, I need to finish this one. Should give me a good amount of levels. So 32 off the Kido attack. Soul Cultivation, I'm close to the 10K. Yeah, I honestly kind of want to recruit Yamamoto, just so I don't have to keep recruiting him for a day when Karakura Town Festival comes out, but it's 50 gold for one day. It's not worth wasting a month's time to do that, especially when I can get all these exclusives. But I am kind of leaning towards Red Hogyoku Fragments because I want to get the physical attack and damage rate one. So I think I might actually start going for Red Hogyokus instead of exclusives. Either way, it's really good to go for whichever one you choose. Modification wise, I don't think I can still inherit anyone. Yeah, I have fragments laying around, but I don't have enough to get Kokuto's last mod, and I would have to change that anyway. It's not something I would keep since Fossilized can't screw me over against Mukins. Reincarnation Stone wise, I'm at 7.3k, and I am trying to get Hell vs Ichigo to gold or red, which is the 5th one. So I don't know if I can get enough probably not by next video, but maybe within a week or two, you'll end up seeing me with, or at least a video with reincarnating Hell vs Ichigo to the 5th one. It's gonna be a massive level drop. It really is. But I just want to do it. 40% damage boost over the 34% damage boost, so it's 6%. But honestly, that red particle effect is just the only reason why I really want to get it. But it costs a lot of XP. I'll wait until he's probably 159. I think even if I get the crystals, I'll wait till he's 159 and then do it. I don't know. I don't want to lose too much levels because it's going to drop my BP. But, okay, I also have accessories to fortify. I've been making sure I do these kind of stuff every day. So Conquest of Might as well as Alliance campaigns. Alright, so we're going to finally finish this. It costs almost 500 each, Jesus. So that alone took up 4k to get my strength accessories to 100. Wow. That is ridiculous. And I am going to go for agility. I would like to go for wisdom on Toshiro, and it would be a lot cheaper anyway. But I'm just really at the point where I need the speed gain. And until I get Byakuya, I mean, it's just gonna be such a pain when I get Byakuya because I'll need another agility set and all this kind of stuff. That's actually, he needs to be fast as well. So I don't know how I'm feeling. I guess with my freeze from Toshiro, it wouldn't matter too much. I still have to just stack Toshiro and I'll be all set. But I still need to make sure that he's a good support and not what Kokuto ended up being. So I think by the time these accessories are level 70, they will start outclassing max level 130 accessories. So it boosts my BP a little bit. It's been such a slow rise in battle power. That's kind of why I know with next Shinji's gift box, I'm probably gonna get a lot more BP. But it has been pretty slow lately. Just because I'm not like force spending into this game. I've been stacking. I can also finally get this one bond. So I was waiting just to max Toshiro's speed bond. It requires 21k, and I had enough, but I kept forgetting to do it on video. So finally, we get to max it. Bonds max out at level 30. 10% speed bond. Now I can either go for damage immunity rate or go for Hellverse, which has physical attack, and that's going to be the next bond I max out. Because I want to make him hit harder and harder. And then after that, I guess we'll go for physical defense on Kukaku or whatever, honestly, I don't know. Maybe even Kokuto has some kind of bond I can go for. But the good thing about having Toshiro is that it will go towards Byakuya's speed bond. At that point, I'll need to either stack up a lot of bond fragments or maybe inherit some bond that's not good and just force it into Byakuya's speed bond. But I really can't wait till I get Byakuya. But that event for New Year's was just really bad to get him unless you were recharging. Alright, but 10% speed for Toshiro. Well, it's a 0.25% speed increase. So he went from being... he gained 10k speed from that. And then I'm trying to figure out how long... like, I don't know how long it's going to take me to go through that Reiatsu. But I will start it off and I'll basically fast forward it in the video while I'm recording just to see how much it gets. So the reason why I'm forced to really go for Reiatsu now is I need to raise my PvP battle power, and Reiatsu helps for that. So I couldn't do Tournament of the Throne this time since I am like a little bit under 2 million over this guy who took the 8th spot. And some of these guys like don't even play. Because I either get into the top 8 or I'm left out 1 week, so it's like these guys come and go. So in order to really try and raise my BP, which a quick way to find out what your PvP BP is just go into Hokumundo attack and it shows you at the top. So I'm almost at 10 million, and I wonder how much my Reiatsu will go up and how much my battle power will raise. So it's just reflective in PvP. But it's going to make a huge difference. I mean, it increases your base stats, and that will add up, especially with growth rates. So, I will go through this. This is also going to raise my PvP stats. So I might as well look through all my PvP stats before the changes, so we can actually keep track of this. And hopefully I'll revisit this when it's done. So just to make sure that these are what the stats are going to be. 1.8 million, 1.27 million physical attack as well. Almost 700k speed. I'm just really curious at how much my stats will improve. And I don't know how much 8 million can get, honestly. I lost track of how much Reiatsu costs. But it gets up there, so at this point, I will just show you guys the sped up version of going for Reiatsu. Alright, so guys, now throughout this entire process, I realized it was just going to take too long to actually click it. So I had to just go ahead and download a RuneScape auto clicker and start going through this. And it went so much faster. Now I did speed this up about 400%. So it probably took me about like 15 minutes of straight auto clicking. I honestly haven't done Reiatsu in so long that I didn't even know how much it cost. It's probably been over a year and a half maybe since I got level 100 Reiatsu. And it costs a lot. So throughout this entire process also, I am recording this audio after I already finished the video. So I might repeat things in the upcoming parts after this. But I wanted to get as much Reiatsu as possible. And, I honestly expected to get a lot more power out of it. Like, you'll see how much I get from this. I thought I would get a lot more. And it does count for PvP stats and PvP battle power, which I pretty much need to raise as much as I can for Tournament of Throne, just to place in the top 8. But that itself is a different problem. I kind of wish I never reincarnated to begin with, just because you get better Tournament of Throne rewards for not being in a Master Reincarnation. Plus, it's a lot easier, so you can manage to maintain high ranks and keep getting exclusives as well as all the other items go. But it's kind of relaxing to see all this pop-up going through, of all the experience gain and all the silver. It's just going down. Really costs so damn much though. Wow, And to think Magus has over 150 Reiatsu. That is a ridiculous amount of silver. I took too long of a break with the game, so for me to reach even anywhere near Reiatsu, it takes a lot for me to catch up with right now. And as much silver as you can buy, it's really not as easy to get as gold. Maybe I should rephrase that. It's easy to obtain, but for massive amounts of quantity like you have here, it is not easy to obtain at all. And when you have to keep spending it for Reiatsu, and when it's taking a couple 100 million per level, at the higher point, it's going to start costing billions. It's going to cost a lot of gold for you to get that. And it's going to cost a lot of time in the process. So I'm not sure how much I'll be able to raise my Reiatsu anymore after this. Might need, maybe after a year of stacking, I can actually hit like 120, 130 Reiatsu. But I don't know. From here on out, I'm going to try to put more silver towards Reiatsu and maybe finish off equipment sets. But at this point, it's just... and this is like the first time in a long time I've done this, and kind of surprised me at the results. I guess I had a lot higher expectations than I thought I would. And, the Reiatsu feature itself is just not as overpowering as I thought it would be. But it did give a pretty significant stat boost, I guess. The battle power for PvP didn't raise too much, but the stats kind of reflected a little bit when you'll see the upcoming CSB. So, that's just what you can expect from really high, really expensive silver. But, yeah, that's how the auto clicker managed to save me in this long-awaited process. Because that took like 15 minutes without an auto clicker. If I had to do this manually, I would just kept stacking. Like, no way. I would not bother doing this. So I ended. Okay. Let me backtrack real quick. I ended up wanting to get to 111, and I think when I witnessed it, so I auto-clicked all that, by the way. That was way too much clicking. I did a couple and realized, wow, that Reiatsu bar barely goes up. So I got my RuneScape auto-clicker and I just left it. At like about, I think, 108 Reiatsu, I was like, okay, I can probably reach 111. And I wanted to reach 111 and stop, but I closed the auto-clicker and it just got stuck in the motion in the game because the game couldn't keep up with the movements. So it kept clicking further and further, and it took like 300 more million silver than I wanted it to. And I had to basically force close my Firefox and permanently stop the game. But I honestly can't remember how much power I was at. I might have gotten like a 10k power increase, because it's not gonna show since it's only Reiatsu start or Reiatsu stats. But it adds a little bit to your actual BP, but it's pretty much like 95% towards your actual PvP battle power. And the reason why I didn't want to waste any fucking silver into this level is because the way this works is when you have like a duplicate of a number. So it was basically starting off at every 11s before 100. But once you hit 99 and get that free level up to 100 with Reiatsu pills, you have to reach, I think, 111 for the next time to actually take into effect. So I should use a couple of pills, and it should basically work from here. Or does it actually stop working after 99? Maybe it actually stopped working. What is this madness? Hold up, I have a ton of pills. Okay, did they actually change this? Does it... I could have sworn it should have been every duplicate. But apparently it's not working. That's weird. So it doesn't work anymore after 100? Maybe that's why. Huh, okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I use silver or not because eventually I'll need to finish this. But you guys saw that 7.5 million silver spent. Gets me to 111. And I was hoping that the pill thing would still work so I can actually get 112 right off the bat. But let's see how much the battle power actually went up. So, always refresh to get an accurate boost. But I got 30k speed, so that's good. 30k speed alone, almost 1.3 million physical attack. He ended up going over 700, almost 710k speed. My next issue is I need to fortify equipments fully, but I've only done that for Toshiro and Hellverse. I know I think everyone has at least weapons and boots max though. Yeah, so there's only like the offset stuff, like the belt and the cloak and the armor. That needs to be 159, but otherwise my silver can go straight into Reiatsu. So 111, I can see I got a significant stat boost in PvP. But let's see how much PvP battle power do I actually have. So I ended up getting pretty much 100k from all that. So I went from like 9.9 million to like, or not even 100k, like 20k. Yeah. Actually, no, I did get 100k because then it would have been 11 million. I'm looking at the number wrong. So I got like a 100k power boost for PvP, which is not bad at all. I mean, you're not spending gold for that. Reiatsu was also something long overdue. Plus, it actually gives you pretty good stats. Like that 30k speed on Toshiro is unexpected. Unfortunately, it would still not put me into the top 8 over this person, unless the Huacamundo battle power isn't accurate enough. But if anything, the battle power listed here would be a little bit less. So that means I would have to actually probably max out my Hogus and do a lot more stuff. Mostly spending gold so I can actually raise my battle power. But that Reiatsu, yeah, it took a while to auto click through. CSB wise, let's see. Okay, so it actually changed because Furia was always in my 3rd row, so I was unable to clear through it. But I am 5th points wise, and I should still be able to take 2nd, if not 3rd. But I was blocked for so many weeks, just because I don't know, like someone else was on the #1 points power ranking, so Furia was trying to catch up to that. But geez, I mean, I think it's been over like a year and a half since I actually raised my Reiatsu. And now you're going to see in today's video, there has been a lot of people with TSI, but that's because of the TSI UBP, and that's just mostly the reason why I'm going to start seeing a lot of these. And it's been since the first day, so at least I think I've seen 5 people in the top that actually have it. But, you know, TSI, very good. He's been the best Vanguard we have been able to get from Ultimate Battle Power. Pretty sure the only one that could rival him for a Vanguard would probably be Sexy Kukaku, if they end up releasing her. But wow, like not seeing 100 Reiatsu here, it just feels like it's been so long since I actually leveled it up. But it's nice. Alright, I need to start doing that more often. I pretty much want to max my equipments before I continue going. But I really feel like I should just keep focusing right out. So I don't know, at this point it's like, what, 600 to 800 million per level? So that alone is not really going to be easy to level anymore. And I do have the entire Evil Spirit to do every day. But I'm usually in a rush when I'm doing Evil Spirit, so I try to kill the thing as fast as possible. So it probably lasts like 15 minutes instead of 30 minutes, which cuts down the silver gain. But I don't have a good schedule to do Evil Spirit every day. So it's rather interesting how I'm going to be leveling Reiatsu now, because I stacked up that 8 billion. Luckily, don't really need the silver for Reishi, at least especially when it comes to experience books, because I will just keep reincarnating and inheriting. Plus we have Kurakura Town Festival for actual like renting partners, and just in case you need to reincarnate somebody, you have that. So it all works out, but finally have higher Reiatsu than 100. So I felt like I did one accomplishment. The next holiday event will definitely be Easter, and I'm pretty much hoping that Byakuya becomes the featured in Labor Glory, so I can pick him up and maybe get somebody else along the way. But if they do have a new release planned, which I'm kind of thinking they might drop the new Zanpakuto like pretty soon. I'm thinking maybe Easter might honestly have the new Zanpakuto. I know that Cotton came out like what was it, February or January or something like that. Then we had Ryujin in the summer, and I'm guessing Kyoka has probably been like 6 to 7 months ago. I don't know, Kyoka must have been a really long time ago, but I don't know the exact date because I wasn't playing this game when it came out. It just feels like a new Zanpakuto should be imminent, like within any moment. And the only Zanpakuto that we know of is Ichimonji, as far as design goes. So maybe after Byakuya we actually get a new Zanpakuto to come out. Or maybe they'll push another partner before they do another Zanpakuto. Or maybe they could just wait for the summer and release a Zanpakuto then. But there should be a new Zanpakuto relatively soon in the next few months. And I am curious to know what it could do. It has to be something that can either counter Kyoka. And the thing that has me really kind of confused with the Zanpakuto situation is it's kind of like the whole deal with Muken. Because Muken was added into Inferno Stones and partners weren't really matching him as far as stats goes, they really had to up the quality. So that's when they started introducing like orange types and raising the growth rates to a lot higher limits. But even now, there are no partners that come close to 9.0 growth rates. If anything, they are still between the 7s, and I think they might barely touch the 8s. I don't know if anyone even has an 8 growth rate besides Muken's. I think with Zanpakutos, Kyoka is giving like 50% speed to supports and like 40 to 50% speed stats for everything else. They're gonna have to pretty much do a Zanpakuto that could rival that, unless they're gonna, I don't know, make it so CSB is your way of obtaining like the top tier stuff in the game, but they wouldn't make as much money if they don't start selling that stuff eventually. So I'm wondering if the next Zanpakuto will push a lot higher stats and what it could do. Now Ryujin is still an issue as the Zanpakuto goes. Kyoka can beat it, but the funny thing is that Kyoka has to be slower than Ryujin in order to beat it because it will clear the buffs. But the funny thing is that Kyoka gives such high stats that it's really hard for you to be slower than someone with Ryujin unless you're purposely dropping your stats. So that kind of leaves me to wonder what the next Zanpakuto could be. Is it going to be something that finally counters Ryujin? Because Minazuki was supposed to be the counter to Ryujin and literally did nothing at all. And then you had Kyoka who actually counters it, but it was very poorly executed because you're going to be faster. And then you finally have the new Ichimonji, which we really have no info on as Zanpakuto at all. It makes me wonder what it could do. I mean, Ichibe's skill is probably something that we all need to look at. I'm pretty sure it boosts defense and I think healing recovery on your team or something like that. I think it heals your team. I'll take a look at Ichibe's stats after I'm doing a CSB because it is based off of his Zanpakuto spirit. So it should have some kind of effect very similar to it. I wonder if it would probably boost defenses more than attack though. I don't feel like it could be a very good offensive Zanpakuto. But defense-wise, probably. I mean, if it's healing your entire lineup. Another thing that I've been thinking about is since Byakuya has a modification that restores your entire team's HP after he's hit by anything, what if we're going to start shifting towards a more survival-based meta instead of tanking down and stuff like that, but to more of a healing meta? So it's kind of interesting how the game can work. It's just all these kind of theories I've been thinking about because I am curious with the upcoming partners what could happen. But it has to be time for a new Zanpakuto. It really is. It's been too long. It's been way too long for a new Zanpakuto. So speaking of Marshmallow Boy, haven't used you in forever. Thank God. I mean, my Vanguard is finally not trashy enough to the point where an Ichibei would actually work out on my team. But Kukaku has way better defenses and a lot better modification. Although I really did like Ichibei's skill, but I don't think it would stack with Ryujin. So it's yeah, I really do wonder if we could go into a healing-based meta. The problem with healing-based meta is unless you can wipe away the mutilates and ignites, Ryujin is still gonna kill you, no matter how much you heal. Unless it can nullify its effects completely, so the Zanpakuto would heal after you're taking damage over time. So you'll get ignited and mutilated, and then after those hits go off, you heal back up or something like that. But I still don't know. Like, to properly counter Ryujin, you would need something like that. Something that can just nullify the ignites and mutilates. Forget the defense boost. You're not going to counter that. And I forgot. He has Kyoka, and he's slower, so I still win? Okay. I usually always drop speed to beat him, but this time around I won. And for some reason his Kyoka really hates my Hellverse because there's been so many battles daily where his Kyoka will just chaos my Hellverse and he kills my own team. So Toshiro ends up getting chaosed. Interesting. That is chaos, right? Can't hover over it, but I am assuming that is the chaos. Okay, so literally Hellverse just got so strong now. I guess like the whole 20 to 30k physical attack made him that much stronger. That even Kyoka wouldn't matter. So Furia's ult with Bankai Kenpachi. I really want to get Kyoka Suigetsu. I'm still gonna get it even if there is a new Zanpakuto. Because Mukin is gonna be obsolete for me unless I do what some people are gonna do, which is running Hellverse Ichigo. People are doing this, but they're using Hellverse Ichigo and Mukin, and then they would put like Kokuto and Byakuya as a support or something like that. So it's like it's pretty dirty to do that. Like you go on a full-on assaulter stack formation. I guess you would even do like Noble Isane and Byakuya over Kokuto even. Just because the damage rate skill, I guess that's something to experiment. But if you're going for full-on, the two strongest assaulters in the game on your team, making them one-man armies, and then having that, like, that would be crazy in its own way. But, yeah, I don't think I'd be ready to go down for, like, running Mukin with my Hellverse in my team. Especially because then if that new Zanpakuto turns out to be something godly, and I guess I would still need Kyoka either way. Like, the only reason why I wouldn't need a Kyoka is if the next Zanpakuto is miles better and counters every single Zanpakuto in the game or completely changes the meta. Then I would have to go out of my way to get that new Zanpakuto and then incorporate a Byakuya into my team. So that's why for now, I don't really want to recharge anything and I just want to stick to what I have and just see what happens in the long run. Because changing your formation as well as Zanpakuto and all that, it's really, really expensive and it doesn't really affect your power in a good way. Like if you have partners with very low growth rates, like 0 division partners, and you upgrade them all with these orange tiers, you'll notice a difference in your BP. But going for pure stats or Hogus or anything else that can raise your battle power would really be a better change for you. So that's why like it's not good buying partners and Zanpakutos all the time, even for the collection, because they're very expensive and it just doesn't really improve your account too much. So I would honestly be like, in these fights you're noticing that Kukaku doesn't really do too much for my formation. So a Gerard would give me overall better survivability and would actually be useful compared to Kukaku. But if I was to get that Byakuya, it would just be, I guess, a lot more fun formation for me. Like, I would really look forward to using Byakuya and seeing how high the damage can get. But that is a very expensive investment just to see if it even works out for me, especially in with the CSB I have to do. It's not the hardest CSB you can encounter, but against Mukins and the certain top players, Their formations seem like it would kind of screw me over without a Vanguard, I guess. I'm just worried about the lack of defense. I have a lot of Shinigami tokens. 10k. I'm not sure how much this is going to get me. But I'm going to continue going for 120 sets. For now, I'll stack all the tokens. Or all the chests. I don't really have a use for them. But I have just been holding on to these. Alright, so that is used up. I'm gonna have 275. And these chests will appear. I also had these crystal packs for accessories, I guess. I have some stuff laying around, like some modification frags, the hollow pill, or red Hogyoku fragments, red Reishi chest. Should be further back. There we go. So, that's actually, I think that's enough for a 120 set. Not even sure how long I've had those tokens there, but can get myself a 120 set. Gives a couple hundred Asachi. But yeah, 5,690 Inferno Stones. And I really need 12k for Kyoka. I probably won't get Kyoka until, like, I don't know. I honestly don't think I'll see myself getting Kyoka for another half a year. I mean, I've only been back for 3 months, and it took me this long to get this much. So maybe like another 4 or 5 months, and I'll see myself with a Kyoka. By then, that Nuzanpacto should drop, and who knows if there'll be a third page for this, but maybe there will be. But Kyoka, it's just something I really want to get for my Byakuya team. But I would end up having Byakuya before I get Kyoka, so that's another problem. And mod soul wise, I wish I went for Iron Man instead. But it's not, the game's not gonna load now, is it? So I was maxing Batman as well as Goku, trying to go for Gin's mod soul, and kind of wish I went for Iron Man because of the physical defense. Since we're in the Assaulter meta right now, extra physical defense would be so much better than going for Keto defense. But when I started going for this mod soul, it was because support meta was the whole dominance and all that. So some pills to use here. I need to get this level 80, and if I get it to 80, I gotta go for 60 Batman or 60 Goku, and then I can get this mod soul, which will be a very good power increase alone, because all the mod souls except for legendary ones give such garbage stats. Holmes takes like over 2 years to get, so this is not something you should aim for. Go for either left or right, or you can even go straight to Kenpachi or Hollow the Rankar for a really quick battle power boost, but you lack Keto attack. Like, I guess, damn, I should have just stuck with Kenpachi, honestly. Oh no, it also lacks speed, so that's why. Kenpachi lacks speed and Keto attack, and it gives you a little bit less than everything else, but it does give you physical defense and physical attack, which is very important. So trading off Keto or physical defense for speed kind of sucks. And if I was to inherit this, I'd end up getting screwed. I mean, if I was to reset skill points, I would get pushed back even further to getting Iron Man. So at this point, I'm going to stay where I am. Only if I get a really high level mod soul would I actually inherit and try to go down this route, or eventually go for Holmes. But if it took me this long to get this mod soul, Holmes is not going to happen for a very long time, because it's still level 90 Batman and level 90 Sakuragi. I mean, if I didn't have to go for Goku's mod soul, probably would have had almost a 90 Batman by now, I think. Maybe still a little bit under 90 Batman, but then I would have to have the whole Sakuragi going all the way to 90. So yeah, nah, that will just take way too long. But that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Finally using Reiatsu after so long to level it up. I was honestly expecting a lot higher power increase, But it was nice to see. I'm really looking forward to the new stuff that's gonna be added to this game. I'm just that curious about the new Zanpakuto and what the meta might shift to by then. But that's gonna be all for now. Catch you guys next time.